Don't worry about it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, there you go. So go the other way.
It's already there.
Go
See,
the
it's
other way.
it's
Go the other way. Like this. Just step your button. So you got to find what your button is and go to the other side.
Hey guys! Woo! We having some technical difficulties tonight. Babe, why are you bringing it closer?
Don't even play. Don't even play. There we go.
Hello.
Rebecca, about why you bringing it close? Really?
Hello.
So they can see all of your beauty.
Hey guys, welcome to Life with the Popes. Having some technical difficulties this evening. Atala, thank you, honey. Hearts, hearts, hearts.
Hey everybody, let me explain what's really going on. Rebecca's in charge of the camera tonight. That's it. That's the truth. Because if I was in charge, it will be you have music in the background, stars everywhere. No, Sister Girl's in charge. It's like sideways,
okay.
up and down, we're everything.
Whatever. We're here. That's all that matters. Hello from Arkansas. Hey, Rashida.
Hey everybody.
Coming on really quickly. If some of our moderators are on tonight, we're definitely going to need you. Atala, thank you. You're already a moderator. Atala, do you want to volunteer tonight to be on the troll patrol?
Troll patrol.
For any of the trolls and the crazy folks that come on, are you willing to be a moderator? You're already designated a moderator, Atala, but if you can kind of watch, thank you so much. Anybody else want to volunteer to be on the troll patrol tonight, to be a moderator for the Pope, so that any crazies coming in, any people being keyboard assassins.
Troll patrol.
Troll patrol. Anybody want to come on and just say yes in the comments, and we'll go ahead and make you a moderator, because we definitely need that. Hey guys, Basuena, Ms. Bree, hi everybody. Hello everyone as you're coming on. We need a couple more moderators, just FYI, a couple more moderators. Because we don't want Atala to have to cover everything by herself in case we get slammed with.
Hopefully we won't get slammed, but in case we do, we need a couple of more small. I was going to say Soul Patrol. Think about
Snow Patrol.
Snow Patrol.
Troll patrol. So that way we can make sure we don't get crazy comments going on. Atala, you're it for now. No one else is volunteering yet. We'll ask again as more people come on. All right. Welcome to Life with the Popes, guys.
And we are the Popes. So we're glad to be back with you tonight. And tonight we have two great things we're talking about. There are two courses that we have currently launched.
Workshops.
I always say courses. Two workshops that we currently have launched. One is Healing Your Money. How to heal your money. Money, people say, well, listen, I don't need my money healed. We do. And if you be honest, you do too. Because one thing is about healing your money is the mindset around money. Everything we're going to deal with tonight and moving forward is about the mindset of anything that you approach. So tonight, healing your money and how to release your ex. And Rebecca, talk for a few minutes. I'll get my eyes together.
Carrie's having allergies real bad, guys. It's 70-something degrees in Georgia. We are warm and the flowers are blooming.
Yeah, so forgive me.
And it's nuts. I mean, the weather, we were just freezing in snow and now it's spring. Yeah. And so Carrie's sinuses are crazy. So we have two workshops coming up, guys. And that is Heal Your Money. These are under the Align and Thrive workshops. Both Carrie and I will be there. These workshops are in person in Atlanta.
Yes.
So you get to meet us in person. We get to work with you in person. So you want to make sure you grab your ticket to the workshop. The first one is Heal Your Money. And the second one is Releasing Your Exes.
So, Rebecca, Healing Your Money. I can recall over the years struggling with money. We both came up PKs. And in church, money was looked upon as kind of the root of all evil, right? But even they said for the love of money is the root of all evil. So it was kind of like you were shunned away from obtaining money or getting wealth. And it was funny, I don't know if for you, but for me, the only time we were going to be wealthy is when we died and went to heaven and walked on the streets of gold and go through the pearly gates. So it's funny that everything about heaven was rich, but you had the mindset of poor. You know what I'm saying? It was a scarcity mindset here on earth. And, it was like when people use like Nicodemus, he said, give all your riches to the poor. Jesus told Nicodemus. and then you can follow me. So somewhere in people's mind, they were thinking to follow Christ or to be with him or to be a Christian, you got to give away all of your things. And no, to heal your money means to heal your mind of how you view money, how you see money, how you understand money. Yes, if you have a love for money, you'll do things to get it. This is not about having a love for it, but there is a need for money.
It's time for believers and children of God to not live in lack so that you can be a good steward of money, to do good things with money.
Yes.
Right? So that you're
Yes.
able to put money towards the causes to make a difference for those things closest to your heart and the things that God is calling you to do. Some of you have a passion for children. Some of you've got a passion for fitness and well-being. Some of you have passions for different things. You have ideas. You have, creativity but it takes money to do certain things. It takes money to launch things.
It takes money to do everything.
It takes money to do everything.
Everything.
And let's bring it back in. And there's nothing wrong with you having money for you. It is not selfish or evil for you to have money in the bank, for you to be able to afford to take a vacation, for you to be able to have some financial security and stability to where you're not stressed out.
So I think when we look at the mindset of money, number one, if I were to ask every one of you, do you want to be rich? Pretty much everyone's going to say yes. Some people play the lottery.
May not like that word. Some people don't like the word rich.
Okay,
I want to be wealthy. Right?
Tomato.
Tomato. But I'm serious. Some people don't like certain words. They feel guilt or shame about certain words. And it really doesn't matter. If you have a problem with the word rich, you more than likely have a money issue, a money mindset issue. If the word rich triggers you, if the word rich makes you feel some type of way,
not me.
And you're like, and you're literally trying to distinguish. I want to be wealthy, not rich. I don't want to be rich.
So how many of you want to be, for what Rebecca's saying now, how many of you can say that's me? I don't want to be rich. I want to be well off or wealthy. Right? Because here's the thing. We want to be rich in spirit, rich in health, want to be rich in life, rich in love, right? Rich means an abundance. That's all it means. Okay?
Atala says either is fine with me.
Exactly. I don't want a wealthy love. I don't want a wealthy marriage. I want a rich love, rich marriage, rich life. That means fullness and abundance of. So we need to, first of all, that's what it's called a mindset. You got to change how you look at it. You got to first say, listen, it's okay to be rich. Okay, rich in spirit, rich in health, rich in love, because rich is simply an abundance, more than enough. Okay, I don't want to be just getting by my health. I want to be healthy enough to where I'm rich in spirit. So when we think about money, if you have more than you had last year, technically you're rich. You have an abundance. You have more. We look at rich as being multi-millions. That's wealthy, if you want to be technical. But rich means an abundance. So here's how I look at it. I want to have enough money in my bank account to where I can pay my bills without any effort. That I can have more than enough to where if we want to take a vacation, we don't have to run and say, let's save for it. Okay? I want to be able to say we're rich enough to be able to drive whatever car we enjoy. It doesn't have to be a Lamborghini. It has to be, it could be a nice car. But here's really the reason around the mindset. How do you view yourself when you're rich? Do you think you're better than someone else? Because that's where the problem comes in, is when you're rich and you look down on people as though they're not on your level.
Excuse me, before we even go there. People don't even have to have a lot of money. People get a little bit of money.
That's what I'm getting
and
at.
Lose their mind.
So
I've been around people with a few bucks in the bank, don't even really know what having a lot of money truly even looks like, and they're putting on airs and acting crazy, like their ish don't stink.
But guess what God is doing? So the Bible says, if you can't be ruler over small things, I will not make you ruler over greater things or many things. So what God will do is give you a sample size of success. Write that down. Sample size of success. Sample size of success. And what you do then is you act like you've arrived. And God goes, see, that's why I can't take you to the next level, because you're not
that's why
humble.
I can't give you nothing. See, that's why I can't give you nothing.
I'm serious.
That's what God's like.
Because think about it. If I give you more, you're going to do more damage. But if I give you a sample size of success, that's a test of whether or not, for example, when I do Zelle, and I'm going to send somebody an abundant amount of money, I send them a sample size, $1, to make sure I'm sending it to the right person and that they received it. And I don't send the next installment until they respond back with received. God does the same thing with us. He will give you a sample size of success. And then if you lose your mind and you think you've arrived and you look down on people and you've all of a sudden you think you all that and you no longer can deal with people, then he's not going to take you to the next level, because your mindset is set upon, I'm the king, you're the peasants, worship me. And God is going, no. That's why the last shall be first and the first shall be last. It's a mindset thing.
Because God doesn't want to ruin us.
No.
He doesn't want to give you what you need to ruin yourself. In other words, God is in the business of blessing you. His whole intention with you is your perfect happiness, healing, and well-being. It is meant for you to thrive, but thrive is more than prosperity. Thriving is peace of mind. It's the opposite of anxiety, overwhelm, stress. It's peace and flow. Do you know that what ultimately God's goal with us is for us to thrive in such a way that there is a glow about us, a peace about us, a love about us that speaks to the glory of God, so that when anybody interacts with you, they feel God in you and on your life. So now your testimony, your energy, and your spirit speaks to the goodness of God. The goodness of God. And that's what he desires us, how he wants us to show up, is in humility and love. And humility is not the opposite of confidence. Don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean you're like a little doormat and everybody walks all over you. You have boundaries, backbone, confidence, but humility of knowing that without God, you'd be nowhere and nothing. Because if he turns it off tomorrow, you'll have nothing.
So watch this. And this is facts. I drive a lot of millionaires. I deal with a lot of rich people. I'm talking very, very wealthy, rich people. Most rich people, you never know they're rich, because they're not flamboyant. They're not showing all this flash and walking around with this high-end purses and briefcase. They have a simple shirt on, simple pair of pants, and they're low-key. You know why? Because they understand who they are, and it's not based on what they wear. Hood rich... Somebody put that on the screen a minute ago. Hood rich are the people that walk out here looking like they all that and the other, and they live in a place that come on. You got to make sure that you're that don't let things Don't let things get in front of your priorities. Number one, most rich people are rich and have investments in things, not clothing, but in property, in stocks and bonds and CDs, all this stuff. They have it in that. They don't have it in the purse, the dress, the cars, the rims, the hair. No, that stuff will fade away.
It's not about looking rich.
No.
It's about being rich.
Come on. And that's it, Rebecca.
So I think that one of the things that we have to get to the root of, which is why we've created this workshop, this first workshop, Heal Your Money, is money blocks are real. Shame about money. When I began to, before I even realized I had money blocks, I made a lot of money. I was in my early 30s. I all of a sudden started a business and made a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, I felt drawn to start talking about it, about money, about managing money and starting businesses and profit and loss, and just wanted to talk about money as it pertains to business. And when I went to go try to turn the camera on to talk about money or to make a post on Facebook about money, I felt all this anxiety, guys. This is years ago, before I even met Carrie. I was anxious. I was nervous. All of a sudden, I felt overwhelmed. I felt conflicted. I didn't understand why all of a sudden I was making all this money
Mhm.
behind the scenes in a business, but going to speak about it publicly, I felt ashamed
Mhm.
and I felt self-conscious and I
Mhm.
felt like people are going to think I'm being vain, or people are going to think I'm tooting my own horn, or I'm arrogant, or what are people going to think about me? All this stuff started coming up. And mind you, we need kingdom-minded children of God believers to teach on this stuff, not just the world. We
Mhm.
need people of faith to teach about money and finances, not just people just trying to secure the bag and chasing money and don't care
Mhm.
about you.
Mhm.
We need faith-filled people to speak about this. But the problem is that we've been conditioned to feel guilty. I know for me, I was raised with a father who talked down on wealthy people. I was raised in church that looked down on rich people, like rich people were evil.
Mhm.
It wasn't said outright. Now, please understand, right? So much that we catch in church, it's caught but not exactly taught. It's subliminal, it's subconscious, it's energy, it's spiritual. You're catching it, and so as you grow up, it's a feeling. Even if there wasn't a sermon about it, it was an overall subconscious psychology inside of the culture of the
Mhm.
church system
Mhm.
I grew up in.
Mhm. It's still alive and well.
And so, although they'll take those tithes off of people making X amount of money, the subconscious mentality and programming is that rich people are evil.
So watch this. Here's the subconscious. I'm in church. I didn't pay my tithes. Now I'm struggling financially. You're thinking you're cursed with a curse. You bought into the mindset that one of the things I want you to remember, and I want to read something real quick that's part of my daily affirmation, but I want you to hear this because this is really the problem. He says, as I spoke light into the existence, so have I given you the power of words and imagination. What you see in your mind, feel in your heart, and speak with your lips, you call into existence. So here we are sitting in a church being programmed how to think. Think negative towards money, think negative towards riches. That if you don't pay your tithe, you're going to be cursed with a curse. So now you're living under this fear. So Rebecca said everything about how she felt when she got ready to teach it. But what about if you've been programmed that if I don't do this certain act, I don't get this certain response? So here it is. We've linked rich with tithing. When if you go study tithing, it was only taken as back in the day. Because if you know Jesus didn't tithe, but we're gonna get into it another time. But back in the day, it was simply done to support the priest who stayed in the temple and prayed all the time. But it wasn't the thousands of millions of dollars that gets raised. That's another way to keep the lights on, the gas burning, and all this stuff. What I'm getting at is this: if you never go to church, if you are an atheist and you never believed in God, but yet you have the principles of how money operates, how to think. As a man thinketh, so is he. Oh, I'm in trouble. I didn't pay my tithes this week. I'm broke. You're gonna be broke. Because this is what I want you to hear. It says, deeply guard your thoughts, for they are seeds that grow into the garden of your reality. And if you are thinking scarcity, if you're thinking I don't have enough, if you're thinking kind of like the woman who told Elijah, I only have enough meal for my son and I to eat and die, then guess what's going to happen? You're not going to go anywhere. And Elijah said, tell you what, make me the bread and you'll never run dry. Your barrel oil will never go dry. In other words, what you speak with your mouth, what you imagine in your mind and speak with your mouth becomes your reality. And a lot of the reasons why many people are financially broke, emotionally broke, spiritually broke is how you think and how you speak and then what you receive.
And let's even go even to the next level. Let's just say you're not broke. Let's say you have a good job, but you desire to have greater than where you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
So even if your bills are paid, let's just say you're not in debt,
But you don't have an
you got
abundance.
good credit, but you're looking for this next level breakthrough
Yeah.
to break beyond the barriers of maybe what you were born into, break beyond the barriers of your current social circle, your peers, the people around you. You want more in your life. You want to do more with it. It's going to start with your thoughts and your words. Because here's another thing. If we're sitting around, this is no different. What are you anxious about? What are you worrying about? If you're worrying about bills and money all day long, and if you're constantly consumed with worrying in a consistent pattern all day long about money and bills, is that sowing the seeds to turn around your money situation, or is it continuing to feed the vicious cycle?
Yep.
So a lot of this is constructed this way. There's systems in place because these universal principles are true and available for all of us. But guess what? Lower socioeconomic people are unaware of these principles, so they don't know how to break out of their patterns of lack and poverty thinking. And it keeps a lot of people rich and in power off of the lower socioeconomic backs of the people who are not empowered or knowledgeable. Right?
So what that boils down to is you can have 3 or 4 jobs and still not have enough money.
And still be broke. Because if you've got a broke mentality,
yes, a scarcity
a lack
mentality,
a scarcity mentality, it's like money is running through your fingers. It doesn't matter how hard you work. Here's another one. If you think getting money is hard, if you just, well, it's going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's going to be so hard. It's nearly impossible. If you keep thinking that it's going to be really, really, really hard,
then it's going to be
really, really, really hard. I said in my video yesterday, God can give you one idea for something very simple that isn't even about running a whole business. It's just writing one book. It's just creating one product. And as you literally go forth being obedient to what God's putting in your heart to do for that one great idea, that one great idea can make you very, very, very wealthy.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, you are what you think.
But you have to give yourself permission. You've got to remove the limits, the money blocks, the obstacles, which all those words I just said sound easy. It doesn't sound that complicated.
Oh, it's hard.
But guess what? The reason it gets complicated and it gets hard, Glam Lux Lifestyle, you're one of our moderators, and if you can watch out for the trolls as well, and we would appreciate it. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
What's difficult is just like me, when I began to dig into this, Carrie, I came right up into my childhood. It was trauma associated with church hurt, parentals, role models, guilt. It was lots of shame, guilt, conflict, confusion, because it's wrapped up in your faith. It's wrapped up in respecting and honoring your parents. Some of you have got subconscious limitations put on because you don't want to do better than your parents. You don't want to do better than your grandparents. You feel guilty about surpassing. There's people around you that you feel you're afraid that you will have to leave them alone in order to go to these next steps in life, that you're going to leave some people behind, that you love them so much, but you know you're going to have to stretch in order to be able to get to your next level. So you're afraid to leave. And a lot of this is subconscious. It's not even something that's in your awareness. It's underneath. And only as we begin to dig and as we get into the Heal Your Money workshop, we're beginning to peel back layers by getting still and doing the work to say, we've got to deal with some stuff that maybe isn't even in your awareness right now.
Look at your mind just as you go into the gym. You're out of shape. And most of our minds are out of shape, meaning we've allowed our thinking to go the way that it is to now hear what we're saying. Man, Popes, that sounds great. How do I do it? Number one, you got to know it's going to take some work. It's not something you can just wake up tomorrow and go, I'm ready. Because you're talking generations of thinking this way. One generation passed to the next generation, that passes to the next generation. And here it is now, you stumble upon this teaching and you're going, oh, I could do that. It sounds real easy, but it's not. Because you're going to find out real quickly that you gotta go in there and deconstruct all these years of thinking this way and teachings and culture. And you got to say, if you ever get still, because we're going to teach with the meditation is how to get still, you're going to realize how much stuff is really going rampant in your mind. Scarcity. Oh my God, I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that. What if I don't have enough? What if they, especially if you've experienced any type of trauma
Self-worth.
and self-worth, all that stuff comes in. And what's going to try to happen is you're going to find yourself being defeated. Now watch this. Just like going to the gym, Rebecca and I have gotten back into the gym where we're changing a lot. We're changing how we eat. We're changing how we work out, from sleeping. And it is work.
We're literally reprogramming our habits.
Yes. But here's the problem. We want instant gratification. We want instant substance. We want instant deliverance. And we're looking for, I give it a week. I give it 2 weeks. Oh, I'm sore. Oh, my muscles are not big. Oh, I'm still way. My body hasn't gotten flat like I wanted, because it takes time of consistent work. Same with programming your mind. It takes time of consistent work and dedication. In the morning when you first wake up, how many of you, when you get up in the morning, the first thing you do is say, oh.
Right onto your phone.
Come on, right onto your phone, and you just put all of this junk into your spirit. Donald Trump did this. Social media said that. My bank account. Oh, Jesus, something bounced last night. In the first few minutes of you waking up. So guess what you just done? You've just planted seeds for that day to harvest and grow. And next thing you know, you get more bad news. You go outside in the car accident, you got a flat tire, or it's always gonna be something, because have you started that's right, come on, say that's right. So how do you fix that, Carrie? When you first wake up in the morning, you first pray. God, thank you. Give a spirit of gratitude. We're going to talk about this in the workshop. But when you get still, what you're doing is you're planting the right seeds in your spirit for that day. So I want to say that day, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but this day.
And this is a day by day.
Yes, every day.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
Reprogramming your mind, reprogramming your heart, reprogramming, reconditioning, undoing, unlearning, learning again. And then you've got to practice it every day. Waking up. It takes time to reprogram this. So the things we'll be teaching you inside of the workshops is teaching you the energy, spirit, practice, and disciplines of then what you've got to go home and actually get consistent doing every day.
In other words, get ready. Because one of the things that I tell so many times that I think about, it says, be ye transformed, which means be ye changed by the renewing of your mind, which tells us right there, that's principle. And one thing you'll learn about Rebecca and I, what we're focused on, even with Love Ministries and all that God calls to do, is to lay down principles as the foundation of anything we're going to do. Be ye transformed. In other words, if you're going to change, you change not by changing your ways, but being renewed in your mind. And once your mind becomes renewed, your ways become renewed. Okay? They change. So, when you think about it every morning, your transformation takes place every day, all day. Okay? When you wake up in the morning and you're meditating and you're quiet, you have a spirit of gratitude, then you need affirmations. We're going to get into all this because you got to start affirming this. You got to tell yourself. David said, I spoke to myself. I encouraged myself. You can't look for the popes to encourage you. You have to encourage yourself. And then when you hear us talk and teach, we're only affirming that which you have affirmed in your spirit. Okay? And so we're going to get into all of this when we talk about laying the foundation. Tonight is simply an introduction into just one of the workshops. Now we're at the 30-minute mark, the second workshop. Ooh, Rebecca.
Releasing your exes. Releasing your exes.
Yeah.
And Life with the Popes is going to be on now every week, guys. We'll be back every week. We also, just a couple announcements here in the in-between as we transition to another topic tonight, is we're working on getting together our first Love Ministries worship service and coming together to do it once a month. And so stay tuned for Love Ministries. But in the meantime, Atala, thank you for posting the links to the workshops. We appreciate that. Make sure you claim your ticket for those. This is the first time that Carrie and I are teaching workshops in person. You're going to begin to notice a theme that we are looking to connect in person. We've done virtual for years, but it is time to get back to connecting in real time, in real life with you guys. And so we're looking forward to that. Make sure you just claim your tickets to that and stay tuned for the worship service and church service we're going to be launching soon. Releasing your exes. So we talk about money. Let's talk about love. Love and relationships. About 6 months before I met Carrie, and about 3 months before I actually met him, 6 months, a year before I met Carrie, my mother died. And it took me into a season of culling and surrendering and pruning and at a low place, in that place, I surrendered into more purpose and surrendered more to God. But then there's also this series of events that happened with my ex-husband. I'd come through a hellish divorce, you guys. It was horrible, and it went on for years. Court battles, it was horrible. And before I met Carrie, it is not a coincidence that I went through a series of events that led me into deeper forgiveness for my ex-husband. Not that I was perfect and had done nothing wrong. It's that you can clean up your side of the street, but if you are carrying grievances towards your exes, if you are carrying resentments, grievances, if you feel angry, if you're still hurting over what they did, what they said, it can be holding up new love, new opportunities. And even if you're in a relationship or married and you are actually still holding grievances towards your exes, you're not showing up in full capacity to be able to love your current partner. So whether you're single or in a relationship or married, releasing your exes is absolutely crucial. Let me go into a little more detail of what that looks like. A lot of people have somebody that is their person they dealt with at some point in time, and everybody else gets compared to that person. Let me talk about how dangerous that is. Hey, Ronald.
What's up, Ronald? Hey, brother.
Hey, when it is so absolutely detrimental to your current life, when you're single or in a relationship, to constantly be comparing to somebody from your past. They're gone. If they don't want you, or if it was meant to be, you would be with them, but that's over and gone. Do you guys know that in my research and in my studies and in my experiences in the love and relationship stuff, guys, a lot of the time there's somebody from high school, there's somebody from college, there's somebody from your early 20s, your late 20s that you fixated on and they became the creme de la creme, the prototype of what you deserve or what you want or what you think God has for you, and it didn't work, and now subconsciously or consciously you're out looking to replace that person. You're looking for that next person that is just like them or close. And in reality, it's created a soul tie that you're holding on to this person, and you are now subconsciously blocking new love, the blessings of new people coming into your life because you're holding on to something old.
Yeah. Or let's give the flip side to it. Maybe you are the culprit. Maybe you're the one who had done someone wrong, and you're still holding on to it from a grieve. You may say, "Well, I feel guilty. I didn't love her. I didn't love him. I did this or I did that. I messed up." And so you feel like you're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of someone treating you good and loving you because you hurt someone else. This is not just someone who's been hurt, but you may have done the hurting. You may have been the person who did this. And you said, well, you know what? I guess I deserve someone to hurt me back, someone to treat me back. I need to reap what I've sown. No, what you need to do is heal and relieve and release so that way God can bless you. God is the judge, jury, and executioner, not you. And so it's not just about being hurt, it could be the one who hurts someone. So it goes both ways. When you release your ex, you release them from being guilty of hurting, and you release them the anger of being hurt. It's a two-way street. And because here's the thing, I wouldn't be able to love Rebecca if I'm holding on to what I've done or what was done to me from my past. Because number one, you got this callus on your heart that no one ever hurt you again. Because that callus on your heart makes you kind of now angry. It makes you bitter. It makes you stubborn. It gives you a standoff. I won't let you guard it. I won't let you get so close to me.
Guarded.
And so when you learn to heal and release, you open yourself up to real love and better love, and you will appreciate the love because number one, you release the fear of love. Okay, so it's this two-way street. It's being hurt and hurting someone. There's a lot of men who have hurt. There's a lot of men who may not have been a part of their children's lives growing up. So now your children have animosity against you and call you that man. That's still connected to your ex. Your anything that connects you to where you come from, if you're not healed of it or forgiveness given or received, then it goes with you to the next level. And so many people are trying to heal themselves through someone else, but never got the healing needed for themselves. Okay? You know, getting true. I remember when I had to do the work and still do the work. Man, getting honest about stuff and looking at what part you played in it versus also what someone else may have done, it is a lot. It is a lot. And so when we talk about these workshops of releasing, it's going to go down to the soul because a lot of this is in your soul. Some of you are still in love with your ex. Still in love. Watching them from a side of view, watching them with someone else, knowing that I should have been that person, but because of how I was immature or broken or hurt or listening to the wrong people, I let go when I should have drawn closer. So a lot of this we're going to talk about in these teaching sessions because it's still mental. You got to say, yes, I messed up or whatever it may be, or I was hurt. But thank God for the opportunity to be healed. Because how would it look for me to hurt someone who didn't hurt me? But the one who did hurt me is somewhere hurting someone else. Hurt people. We say that so many times. And so
I was trying to see who it was that gave a gift.
Vanessa was the name.
Vanessa, thank you so much for your gift, sweetheart.
Thank
We've
you,
enabled gifts on YouTube, so you're able to give donations and gifts right here on the channel, guys. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
So back to you, Rebecca. So that's I want to put that in because it's twofold. It goes both ways.
It is. And I was just thinking about how a lot of the time, thank you, Ronald.
Thank you, Ronald. Thank you so much.
Mr. Pope, you're all in my business, he said. I was thinking just now about how we oftentimes inside of the pain lose the fact that it's still love. And you can say, well, Rebecca, she hurt me so bad. He hurt me so bad. It's unforgivable. How do I release her? How do I release him when they hurt me to my core? They broke me down, that, hurt me in a way that no one's ever hurt me before. How do I release that, Rebecca? Do I even want to release that? If you're really honest, is there a part of you that doesn't want to forgive, doesn't want to release? Because it feels like they'll get off the hook. They get away with it. If you let go of this grudge and this grievance and you move forward like it didn't happen, then who's holding them responsible? Who's going to make them pay? And here's the key. You're going to have to decide if you want to be right or do you want to be happy.
That's part.
Because you're absolutely right. They did hurt you. Atala says our egos don't want to let
And
go.
that's why I was going to say,
But
it's the
you've got
egos.
to decide my happiness, my joy, my body, my well-being, my mind, body, spirit. Do you guys know that like 72% of cancer patients have deep-rooted issues of unforgiveness?
Oh, it's more than that.
That unforgiveness and bitterness causes cancer and disease and disorders in your body.
Mhm.
So it literally could, your life is depending on you releasing and letting go of people that you are holding the pain and the grievances against.
Yep.
Releasing your ex is the difference between you moving forward in abundance and thriving or continuing to suffer. And they're long gone. They're doing whatever they want to do. But in the meantime, you're sitting here still suffering and still hurting. And it is time to release them.
And I know for a fact, and some of the people that I have personally coached who have gone through family trauma, sometimes the children suffer because you haven't forgiven that ex. You remind me of your daddy. You just like your daddy. You're just like your mama. And you're punishing a child for something an adult has done to you. And I have some clients that I can attest to this. They have suffered because of a mistake they made. They may have got pregnant out of wedlock with someone, and because they're mad at the man because he didn't choose them over the woman that he started to stay with. Now you're a product of this situation, so I got to look at this every day. And that is the part that is messing people up. And so when you talk about releasing your ex, you're also releasing yourself. Don't think of I'm just letting them go. No, forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. And when you say, you know what, I'm willing to do the work necessary to be happy, because nobody's worth your happiness. I don't. Period. Yeah. No anger, no bitterness, no past things is worth it. And first of all, forgive yourself, and then forgive them. And so forgiveness is going to be the main focus of releasing your ex. Exercises on forgiveness. And let me tell you something to you now. These exercises on forgiveness in these workshops, excuse me, my sinuses again. These exercises are going to make you you're going to get angry. You're going to get mad. You're going to get frustrated. You may go to cussing. You may go to fussing. You may go to crying. You may go into a mild depression, but it's mild. Because the only way you can get out is you got to go back through it to get out. Some of you have built this imaginary world over here and just like got your head stuck in the sand and saying, oh, we're going to be just fine. No. You're going to go through it. Meaning you got to get through those feelings. Sometimes you're going to feel them again. But when you feel them again, it's the last time you're going to feel them because you're releasing from them. I want you to hear that. If a cold is in my chest and it's holding on, when it breaks up, it's got to come out, which means I'm still going to feel bad as it's coming out. But one day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to breathe clear. It's going to be better, lighter. That's the same when it comes to forgiveness. Rebecca and I, y'all forgive me, will pull back the veil on our lives because just because we look happy and smile doesn't mean we haven't had our tests and trials and had to learn to forgive as well. And sometimes you can bring baggage with you and dump it on someone that doesn't deserve it. So now you got to learn how to forgive here and forgive here in order to forgive here. There's not just this, oh, I release my past, shaka ko, and then you're done. No, baby. Speaking in tongues is not going to get you through this. You're going to have to do the work. And what I've learned, and why these workshops are so important, is people talk a good game. But when it comes time to do the work, to truly be healed and deliverance, it doesn't come from just going on your face and pushing back the plate a day or two and fasting and say, okay, God, take it away. No, God says, I'm going to give you the ability to work with the popes, to get it, because this is what's missing in the body, is how do I get through this? We all know how to pray, we all know how to fast, but it's deeper than that. There's work.
Healing is a process.
It's a process. Lord have mercy.
Healing is a process. And so being able to utilize the tools to heal and then learning how to walk in that day by day. It's not an altar experience, one and done. That's not how God heals. It is something you have to choose again and again every day. And you can say, well,
Every
Rebecca,
day.
I let go of this. I've learned this over the years working with coaching clients. Oh, I'm over it. I've been over it. I'm good. I'm over it.
Skate.
But why are you so angry?
Yeah, that's just
Why
cop
are
out.
you so bitter?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so negative about women? Why are you so negative about marriage? Why are you so negative about men? All this bitterness and anger and discontent has become so normalized on social media that you don't even stop to question. This is a wounded, hurting person who is now spewing all of this just vitriol and this negativity out into the world from their own place of wounded. They're hurt, deeply hurt. And you can say, oh, I'm over it, Rebecca. I'm good. I'm over it. Are you?
No.
Are you really over it?
No. And if we could be honest, when we have these type of conversations, the ones that show up at these workshops are always women. But men, you need to join me there because you're hurting too. There's a lot of men that are just distraught. Well, I don't know why people think that women are the only one that has emotional pain and hurt. Men have it too, and sometimes have it more because how could I, as a man, allow this to happen? Now his ego is messed up. Him as his manhood is messed up. Yeah. Stop thinking that it's just women. No, there's a lot of men. And let me tell you how I know this. Back before, when there was this big movement, this manverse movement, and all these men were coming out and bashing women and bashing black women, and you sit back and you're watching it, and you just it was nothing good about it. It was downgrading women and women this and women that and women this and women that, but it was a bunch of hurt men that were hurting women. It's not about masculinity. No, that's what it boils down to. And so if we can offer something for men to get healed, a safe place to release and know that you're not by yourself, then we can get some healing so that women will want to take you on and have you love them. No woman wants to be loved with someone who's abusing them because he's hurt. Yeah. So there are a lot of men that I would like you to join this workshop and do the work. Do the work. Listen, because it's not just about her, it's about you too. Yeah. You might have lost your money, lost your job, not able to take care of your family. She said, a real man would have took care of me. So now you got this whole thing on you that she left me for another man because I couldn't give her something. Yeah. I wasn't man enough. Baby, I'm sorry, the gentleman, man, it ain't about what you could give her. Can you give her love? Can you give her protection? Things come and go. So we're going to talk about all this in the workshop because it's so vital. Absolutely. That we get to understand if I'm going to release, I got to forgive. And not just that individual, but myself. And in doing that, now I'm free to truly give love unconditionally. Still have boundaries, don't get me wrong. But when I say unconditional, I mean I'm not holding back because of what someone else done. I'm afraid if I give you what I gave her, that you'll do the same thing. That means you're not healed. Simple put and plain. Just simple plain and put. You're not healed if you're doing a comparison game of what could happen. And again, you're planting seeds. You're planting seeds. So. And
I think that as we get ready to wrap up, because Carrie's sinuses are.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm over here struggling.
I think that one of the things I want to point out is what Carrie and I are talking about is a next level of thinking. What we're sharing with you is the next level of life. Mm-hmm. When it comes to aligning and thriving, aligning and thriving, mm-hmm. It is going to require you to do something different than how you've been doing it. It is going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. It is going to require that you begin to seek solutions. It's going to take just brutal honesty, raw honesty, vulnerability with yourself to start getting honest about how you feel, what you're thinking about, what's in your heart, what needs to change, asking questions, and seeking your own healing and solutions, not waiting and thinking it's going to come with time or it's just going to come in a flash like an altar experience. It is time for you to start taking your life seriously if you want to move from surviving to thriving. It is time for you to get serious and take action. Yes. Faith is action. Yep. action. And it's going to take more than just sitting and watching videos on YouTube. It's going to take more than just reading one self-help book.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people I've talked to. Well, I went to 3 therapy sessions and I read one book, Rebecca, and I took your course. I'm healed. Then why are you still struggling?
Amen.
Why are you still struggling with your thoughts? Why is your energy and your attitude this way? Why is your mindset so negative? Why is the results that you're getting not? If it's healed and you're healed in this area, it should be bearing fruit in this area. And it's going to take honesty, radical honesty.
Not to us.
For
to
yourself.
To yourself.
With yourself.
Yeah.
Amen. So make sure you get your spots in one of our workshops. Heal your money.
And
release your exes.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't there a payment plan option?
Oh yeah, there's a financing option.
Yeah.
Somebody said it's not cognitive, it's spiritual. Yes.
Yes.
It's both.
It's actually both.
But it's deep and it's going to take work. We've been working on ourselves for years and years.
And until we take our last breath, we'll always continue to work.
Thank you, Atala, for all of your help tonight as moderator, hun.
And my deepest apology, guys, for my sinuses.
Make sure you grab your tickets and also stay tuned for our first church service that we'll be announcing for Atlanta. We're working on that. Make sure you stay tuned. And we're going to be here Wednesdays, 7 p.m. As long as Mr. Pope isn't out working all the time. Trying to just lock him into Wednesdays at 7, guys, so we can tell him, say, we need you, we need you, we need you, we need you to be here.
Smiling.
Yeah, cheese. All right, so we love you guys. Blessings and abundance. Thank you for all your donations and gifts while we were live. We'll have a link up for donations and gifts to Love Ministries very soon. We thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you so much. Parting words.
Father God, we leave this place from your sight. We thank you for all your people. Bless us till we meet again. Amen.
Amen. Love you guys. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.